Welcome to Flippin' Rejects with me, Shane. This week, I'll be power carving a wall art piece out of some colored plywood for my oldest nephew. Turns out pretty good, let's check it out. When my nephew asked me to make him this art piece, I needed some examples of stuff that he likes. And he likes this artist, Alex Gray. He's a real psychedelic artist, and I've never really done hallucinogenics, so looking at his artwork was mind-blowing. And I knew about 2 seconds in that this was way out of my skill level, so I decided to shut that down. And after feeling wholly inadequate in my artistic abilities, I still needed some inspiration. Boys, come pick up your... This Lego piece was inspiration enough and helped me get started. Now here I'm just cutting down this Spectraply plywood. It's a colored plywood, and when you power carve into it, you get to see all the nice color layers. Now I know I'm doing a no-no by edge gluing this plywood, but there will be no stress on it, and so it should hold together really well with this two-part epoxy. Once I get it glued up, put in the clamps, I let this dry for about 3 days. And with it dry, I can remove it from the clamps. Now I'm just freehanding out a sketch on the top of this that I'll use as my template when I start power carving. To do that, I'll use my angle grinder with a wood carving wheel. Now power carving takes a long time, so while you're watching this, now would be a great time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Now I recently bought this rotary burr, so I decided to put some accent pieces in this. Just little pits every now and then. Now, as always, sanding takes forever. But it did give me an opportunity to use this new Gator micro zip that I just bought. Not sponsored by them, but this thing works really well. And every so often, you just need that good old thumb sander. After that, I moved on to finishing. Here I'm just using a spray lacquer. And I had to go over this with several coats. And after I got to this point, my gut told me that I probably needed a frame around this, so I reached out for some advice on Instagram, and a lot of people voted in a poll that they felt I needed one as well. Thanks to everybody that voted, and so here I am just building the frame that I'll put around this piece. For this, I'm just choosing to use pocket holes. Again, it's a great and easy way to join pieces together. Now at this point I really wasn't sure how I wanted to finish this out, so I reached out to a guy I follow on Instagram and YouTube, Bruce Ulrich, and he gave me all the information I needed on India ink, and so that's what I chose. It's really easy to work with, spreads on real nice, and covers really well. I'll definitely be using this in another project. And now while this dries, I'm just going to put some spacers on the back of this piece, and that'll give it a little bit of offset from the frame. And now just to attach it, this thing is done. And after putting it all together, I realized how heavy this piece was. So I added a French cleat to the back of it, and that will hold to the wall really well. Thank y'all for watching the video. Leave some comments, let me know what you think. See you on the next one. Oh hey, just pulling up to this smoke shop with this cool little art piece that you guys just watched me build. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. If you really like it, hit that bell and you get a notification every time I take another item and flip it into something awesome. So y'all go out and have a great day. Try to make something awesome. Now, I've never done any hallucinogenics or anything like that, but this art piece spoke to me when I built it. And so I'm coming here to see if it means anything to these guys. I'm gonna go in and see if they'll let us film. They're not gonna let us film in there, but maybe we'll just catch one of their customers or something. Hey, dude. Hey, come here for a second. Let me ask you a question. Alright. Hey, come here. Check this out. Yeah, so, like, I'm not really into all that stuff you guys are doing, but I built this thing and it really spoke to me. But does it mean something to you?
Yeah, man, I really think that it just encompasses the soul of Argoth the Destroyer. You know, he was this great warrior in the ancient times, man. You know, he bathed in the blood of his enemies. He cracked their bones and turned them into his own blades. You know, he was just this amazing warrior man. And he just, you know, he lived in this ancient nation, and he was actually the champion of the Battle of Sarasuga. He led the charge, man. He was just crazy, dude.
Okay.
It was once said that he would rip off the skulls of his enemies and cook them into a stew that he would feed to his warrior army of savages, man. He was crazy.